is for our heritage, our tradition, our future. Today, we become. In this episode of Premier Interschools Rugby, we look ahead to this Saturday's derby between rivals Paarl Gimnasium and Paarl Boys High. Words often fail when trying to describe the first week of August in the Western Cape town of Paarl. The scenes are unlike any other in South Africa, and quite rightly so, for the Paarl Interschools match between Gimnasium and Boys High is perhaps the single biggest schoolboy rugby match in the world.
Ek dink is die belewing van dit, die emosie wat daarmee saamgaan en die feit dat so baie mense dat hulle weer by mekaar kom, mekaar weer sien en dat dit is maar net weer daai ou tradisionele kompetisie tussen mekaar wat weer opgevla wat dan weer opvlam.
Daar word posters om die hele dorp geplak en die almal praat daarvan in alle dorpe. So dit is 'n groot geleentheid wat opgebou word al vroeg in die week.
Dis in die eerste plek word al beskryf as die grootste sportbyeenkoms ter wêreld in terme van getalle en is ook baie oud. In een of ander vorm is dit meer as 100 jaar oud en daar is heelwat tradisies wat daarmee saamgaan. So ek dink dit is veilig om te sê dat dit waarskynlik die oudste en grootste skoolsportbyeenkoms ter wêreld is.
Om voor 'n straat op Messe uit te loop is het nie regtig woorde nie. As jy daar uitstap sien jy net klomp mense. Jy weet waarvoor jy op is en dis net jy kan nie regtig die sounds en goed beskryf nie want dit is net te hard en dit gee hoendervleis.
Both schools boast many an old boy who have ascended the ranks to professional rugby, but all will agree that the Interschools match keeps a very special place in their hearts.
It's literally, the town gets divided into two. When you drive into Paarl, you'll see it's just blue, light blue and white. And this moment you go over the main street, it's just green, maroon and yellow. It's literally one of those NFL movies where all the shops get closed down because it's Derby Day.
Wat dit laat uitstaan is, dit is seker een van die grootste interskole in die land. En daar kom baie mense daarna toe. Duisende en duisende glo ek. En dit is net 'n amazing experience van voor al die mense wat jy speel en vir die trots wat jy vir jou skool het wat jy wanneer jy uitdraf en ja, ek kry nou nog hoendervleis as ek daaraan dink aan my interskole.
The atmosphere is, it's electric. And then before the first team play, there's, posters of their faces get carried around and balloons are let into the air, and sometimes planes cross over and stuff like that. So it's a massive atmosphere, and while all that is going on, the first team is preparing to go onto the field.
Interskole is regtig baie besonder. Vanat in graad 8 is tot graad 12 toe ek in gym was, is heeltemal die hele skool saam. Ek dink 'n heel week opbouend die dag is regtig iets besonders, moeilik om te beskryf.
Paarl Interschools is more than just a first team rugby match, with brags, reunion dinners, sporting fixtures and other events taking place during the week in the lead up to the Saturday game.
Dis wonderlik, mense kom van hierdie jaar van so ver as Australië, Hong Kong, Amerika, die VSA af. Daar mense wat kom, wat oudskoolleerders van ons is, wat dit kom bywoon. Die reunies vind gedurende die week plaas. Ons het hierdie jaar het ons tot 'n 70 jaar reunie. Wat wonderlik is, die mense van 1947 wat in die skool was, wat ook hierdie geleentheid kom bywoon die jaar.
Yes, I think everybody realizes the importance of this event. And also you have reunion groups coming in from far away and all over the world. I think 2 years ago we had the 1948 class whose representatives were here, right down to the 10-year reunion guys, and it's always wonderful to have them here, to chat about the old times, and I think it's a great experience for them as well.
Adding to the spectacle of this event is the participation of the whole town, as Paarl is transformed in honour and support of this legendary rivalry.
I remember my first year here walking into one of the sort of garages in town, and they had a little bakery on the side, and you could buy cupcakes with the players' faces on it, and it was quite a nice joke to sort of, you know, keep everything down and the spirits up at training, talking about seeing one of our players on a cupcake. So it's a nice time, it's a good time.
Almal word betrokke by Interschools en dit is half soos 'n split tussen die Noorde Paarl en die Suide Paarl. Jou inkopies doen jy nie meer by die Suide Paarl nie, so jy sal na die Noorde Paarl verkoop. Maar ja, die gevoel is great want almal koop in dit en almal is daar so vir Interschools.
We all get forgiven for the fact that the whole town stops dead for a week and just devotes its entire attention to Interschools. And everybody who's ever been here will understand it.
The quality of rugby on display is one thing, but it is perhaps the atmosphere on match day at the Forest Street Stadium that makes this derby stand out above the rest.
Masses of people. We regard Interschools as the biggest Interschools in the world. So having 25,000 people there is absolutely awesome. Old boys, parents, and obviously the cool kids there supporting their various teams, and it's going to be extremely colourful.
Foreststraat word gebruik want dit is in die eerste plek 'n neutrale veld en daar's nie 'n skool wat soveel mense kan huisves soos wat daai dag opdaag nie. So dit is en die Interskool behoort nie Paarl. So dis net goed dat dit in die middel van die Paarl plaas.
It's very difficult to describe. I think it would suffice to say that you have to be here to understand it and to feel it, to feel the fever. Everybody running hither and thither and to and fro to get everything done in time and to experience it.
With victory the ultimate prize and spectator numbers in the region of 25,000, the pressure heaped on young shoulders becomes quite telling.
Interschools is something else. It doesn't matter the momentum you have or where you lie on the rankings. It's on that day. There's so much pressure on those schoolboys, you know, anything can happen. You know, it's 18-year-olds, 18 and 17-year-olds have to handle all that pressure coming from everyone, not only, you know, parents and, you know, other mates, fellow schoolboys and mates. It's the old boys, it's all the people coming from right around the world actually to come support the game. It's 25,000 people at a schoolboy game. So I think the pressure is enormous for 18-year-olds to handle.
Yeah, I think key is just to stay calm and be focused on what you want to do well. We tend to not focus on what's happening around us during this week and sort of just really work hard on focusing on the small things, the small little detail that we'd like to get right, and just keep the boys positive and encouraged and keep talking about the privilege that it is to play in a week like this.
Interschools is a notoriously closely fought battle, with Gim having enjoyed a run of wins before Boys High broke the drought in 2015. The 2016 encounter was a nail-biter, as always, with Boys High claiming victory by the narrowest of margins.
Ja, 1 punt. Jy wil altyd in die wenkant wees, maar 1 punt het ons laas jaar verloor mee. Ek dink Boys High was laas jaar 'n baie gedigte span, baie goeie afgerigte span, baie goeie individuele spelers met 'n baie goeie span. Ons het 'n baie dag baie goed gespeel. Ek dink ons spelers het buite hulle vermoë presteer op daai dag. Paarl Boys High het baie goed gedoen op die einde van die dag. Aan die wenkant te wees. Ek dink net daai dag was maar net vir hulle beskore en jy weet hierdie jaar is 'n nuwe jaar, maar laas jaar was definitief 'n paar lesse geleer en ons is reg vir hierdie jaar.
Dit was baie intense wedstryd geweest. Was my eerste een vir die skool geweest. Ek het die voorreg gehad om my heel eerste Interschools vir Gim as eerste spanlid deel te maak en ja, was baie intense wedstryd geweest.
I remember it was a really tough game like every other game, and I remember that we were happy at the end. It's unfortunate that in a game like that there has to be a winner because it's such an amazing week and the boys played in such a good spirit. But it was a good day.
The Boys High first team has not lost a match in South Africa since August 2014, claiming the #1 ranking in the country for the last 2 years. Once more, they head into Interschools as favourites, but beware the underdog in such an encounter.
Vir ons om die underdog tag te dra, ons dra my die laaste 4 jaar, is 4 jaar in 'n ry wat ons dra. So vir ons raak dit 'n gewoonte en is iets wat die beste uit die spelers uitbring. Ek dink elke span in gym ag onsself gelyk met boys daai op daai dag. Enigiets kan gebeur, soos wat die geskiedenis al reeds vir ons menigmale gewys het. Maar jy weet, ons het die underdogs en ons baie respek vir hulle met wat hulle vermag het tot dusver, maar op daai dag sal ons definitief daar wees om die bordjies te vang.
Thousands of eyes will be fixed on the teams giving their all on the field, but it is the vocal support of fellow pupils and massive old boy numbers that makes this a truly special occasion for all involved.
The one thing that I really appreciate from the Paarl boys, our old boys, is the fact that win or lose, they're always there to carry the boys off the field. And to us, that's very, very important, that the spirit of sportsmanship is carried out throughout the game and even after the game, whether you won or lost the match.
North versus South, Gimnasium versus Boys High. Saturday, the 5th of August, is the biggest day on the Paarl calendar, determining whether it is the maroon, green and gold of Gimmies or the blue and white of Boys High that will reign supreme for the next 12 months.
In my opinion, it's simple. I think they must go out and enjoy every moment. You know, once you're done, once you finish your school, once you leave matric, you never will be able to go back and play another interschools. It will be forever done. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are in rugby or if you're going to go on to be a professional rugby player, you will never play interschools again. And, you know, embrace the opportunity, embrace the day, make the most of it and really enjoy it. Take it in and yeah, cherish it for the rest of your life and your heart.
Ek dink vir boodskap vir hulle is geniet elke oomblik. Dit gaan net so vinnig verby. As jy oë uitvee is die eindvletjie. So ek dink eerste minuut gaan net hard, gaan maak 'n eerste kontak, kry voor voetbal en dan van daar af speel 'n bietjie gym rugby.
Today we stand for all that is. For our heritage, our tradition, our future. Today we become